afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast from your host from Pearl Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 on Langraskaya. In the north, it is Asiamint, here pretending to be a creative name, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Taking on the role here of the 6th Armored Division in the south, it is Tiramisu, calling himself CoH2, but this is very much Tiramisu, fighting for the Upper Command West, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the... let's just go with the 111th Panzer Brigade here with Elite Armored, Luftwaffe Ground Forces, and Scavenge with double infantry medical supply bulletins versus Asiamint's recon support, Rifle Company, and Mechanized Company here with double ambulance and a major bulletin. Bulletin for a major, not a majorly sized bulletin. We got double forces for Tiramisu, we got double rifle there for Asiamint, standard stuff there. Also, big thanks to Patrick for donating and supporting the Propagandacast for this hard-earned money line to keep doing what I do on a daily, if not monthly basis. So big thanks to you and all to my patron supporters, without which all of my delicious and wonderful content would not be possible. So big thanks to you for making my dream, somewhat realistic. You can join their ranks of handsome and heroic people by pledging on Patreon itself or donating. Links in the description. And you've got double focus steel parties here, obviously double riflemen there, both sides focusing on the other side of the road. The road here tends to be, shall we say, the major dividing point of the map, which usually tends to, shall we say, how the map is usually seen. Other maps have features like it can be a river. It typically is a road, but typically there is some sort of divide like that, and also creates, shall we say, a nice mental break for players so focus their actions around. In this case, the road of Langraskaya tends to be very much the defining element of the map, and how sort of everything, shall we say, tends to orient their movements around. We got Asiamint here though with Mechanized Company. We got third force on the way there for Tiramisu. West side, you can see right there threatening the fuel point a bit just for the sheer presence. Tiramisu, of course, going to have to clear that out, which of course going to join forces, which allows the rest of Tiramisu's force or Asiamint's force in the east flank to move up there. Sturmpart's going for the flank here, trying to move behind the rifle squad, threatening the retreat path further, forcing Asiamint to retreat faster than the others would, basically shortening up the engagement line. Tiramisu to move on faster here, so good work there by Tiramisu, thumbs up there. Good maneuvering can, for example, again, you can see here in these sort of engagements actually shave off quite a bit of time from an engagement. Again, notably preserve your manpower. So good work there, going for the car plant as well here, good push. Dodge truck halfway done there for Asiamint. That's going to be a real problem here for Tiramisu. So it's one of the Overall Commander West's significant weaknesses, which is light vehicles, as they have no easy snares early on. They're going to have to rely on the Kettenwerfer. They can also go for the 2-2-1. If they're docking, they'll then go for Panzer, so it does tend to, say, shut down the actions a bit. Got the Sturm's rifle in this case, still end up losing to the Sturm parties just a bit. Got the car plant hit, good work there by Tiramisu. Using the west side of the map to sneak and hit the car plant, good maneuvering there by Tiramisu, but of course this is soon to be thrown to the wind here by the dart truck, which Asiamint is already adding the 50 caliber to as well. That's going to make things further difficult here for Tiramisu. We got the truck on the way there. And we got rifles inside the dart truck as well. That's going to make things extra dangerous since they can just fire safely from inside the dart truck on top of the 50 cal, which means a lot of them is going to take a lot of damage. Still, Tiramisu keeps finding he's trying to buy time perhaps here. We'll have to see if he goes for the Elite Armor 2-2-1 move here to counter it. Folks, they're overtaking heavy damage, almost wiped out here. Truck moving in. Will he go for the 2-2-1 or will he not? Will he instead rely on the Kettenwerfer? I think he would have gone for the Kettenwerfer if he could, so it might actually be the 2-2-1 move here. Apparently not. He is healing. He is healing. So I guess it's not actually a 2-1 after all here from Tiramisu, which would be some players, preferred counter. Meanwhile, Asiamint pushes forward. They're going for the car point. A direct jab there at Tiramisu's cut-off point there, returning the favour there to the Germans, the Krauts. Truck moving ahead here. We got 3 kills, close to veterans 1 there on that one already. Right, we got the car point there secured. Folks going to do much shouting ahead, of course, with heavy cover. They can be difficult just to dig out. They're going to have to get closer. They're going to take more damage in the process themselves, but there you go. Asiamint, faced with the sheer throng of German infantry, of course, is forced to fall back, moving up the eastern side. Tiramisu, of course, is not allowing himself to be too intimidated here by the dart truck. You also need to move about there. And there you go. Asiamint taking advantage of the chaos around the centre, also sneak straight to the fuel point. Thumbs up there. Both players, of course, are quite skilled maneuver commanders, so they're both fluid and flexible, particularly in the early game. So great work there by both sides so far. Some nice dashing movements. Tiramisu's truck is yet to go up. There we go. I believe, will it be Mechanized? Will it be Battle Group headquarters? It is Mechanized. A classic. Sturm will bring in their fuel point on the west cut off. Even is pushing the eastern side. The rifleman routed. As soon as he has the Mechanized regiment, of course, he can use Panzerfaust here as the Dart Truck. In theory, he could of course try and use a Panzerschreck, though most players tend not to bother with a Panzerschreck as just Sturmpioneers. Rifleman then dug in, very good there, using the sandbags that Tiramisu laid down against Tiramisu. There's wing about there, and there you go. Lieutenant ready for Asiamint. That's going to have more pressure there to Tiramisu, of course, since he gets 3 units as he takes up. Rifleman there, being surrounded here by Tiramisu's troops. In this case, Asiamint is not immediately retreating, but there you go, he has to retreat. I mean, again, Sturmpion's retreat path is actually a really dangerous thing, so they actually have a good chance of getting your stuff wiped out if they're too low and help. You can see already the numbers are dropping. Meanwhile, another push for the Carpon there. Again, aggressive shift there by Asiamint, trying to keep Tiramisu wrong-footed and off-kilter, trying to regain initiative and, you know, basically dictate where the fighting is going, which would be obviously to the advantage of Asiamint. Mechanized readiness is done. It's going to take some time for to get a Lux or a Puma here versus Asiamint. Folks moving from the north here. Reasons there by the car point need to be a bit cautious. And there you go, quick retreat. Dart Truck also fixed itself up. Nice work there by Asiamint. Thumbs up. Good management skills. Another push for the fuel point. Again, he's just constantly shifting his attacks and his pressure points. So constantly Tiramisu is the one trying to run after what Asiamint is doing and trying to react. Meaning he can't quite begin to deliver his punches at Asiamint, and so to fight more advantageous to him. So this is really good movement so far by Asiamint. Tiramisu in a bad place. There you go, concussive grenade, goes straight to the midst of the whole of the troops. Going to stun both squads here. Sturmpion's going to close in, but even then they can't do enough damage. I think fast to really do significant. Actually, they can. In fact, almost gets a wipe on the rifle squad. So great concussive grenade here. Really solid ability. Really solid ability. And in fact, this is why some players, when they go as players to them, they actually go for elite troops simply because the stun grenade on all your basic all your infantry is actually pretty good versus the Americans. Stood light taking away there for Asiamint. That's going to be a problem here for Tiramisu. Who's like going to go for Puma in response. Back here reinforcement hitting there for Tiramisu. No sign of doctrine yet for him. He is adding some assault rifles there to further increase the firepower here versus Asiamint's troops. Back here reinforcement. No ambulance but yet here for Asiamint. In fact, someone's rifling in a pretty precarious position. Their health depleted. Their strength waning in the face of the Germans. Consistent counterattack. He goes to the looks after all, but it's going to have a slow build time, so he has plenty of time to cancel and go for Puma instead in the face of the Stuart light tank. Of course, he may decide to still stick to it, but I would be mildly surprised at that. Also, he got rid of the Dart Trucks on there. Must have missed that one. That's a bit silly. Good work though by Tiramisu. Good work. But there you go, big push here. Sturmpioneers already at 210 kills. There you go, another concussive grenade. It's a very overlooked ability, to be honest, from the Sturmpioneers, but as we saw with that previous engagement, it can be, you know, one that actually makes a significant impact and allows you to gain the upper edge in the engagement. So thumbs up there. We got the Puma on the way there for Tiramisu, as expected in response to the Stuart light tank. The looks just isn't a particularly great choice against it, so having the Puma ready to deal with that is obviously a lot more sensible, and Tiramisu commits to Luftwaffe ground forces. Delicious. You got here of heavy fortifications, Stuka smoke reconnaissance, Fallschirmjägers, land assault and airborne assault against mechanized groups, reserve armor, cavalry riflemen, the mortar half-track, and of course combined arms. And there you go, Fallschirmjäger squad in here for Tiramisu. That's going to prove to be a bit of a challenge there for Asiamint's infantry. And there you go, nice little ambush here with the Panzerfaust. Can he follow up with the Puma and then destroy the Stuart light tank? That'd be a huge coup there for Tiramisu. And there you go, Fallschirmjäger dropping down here. It looks like he can actually keep the Stuart perhaps there in time for the Puma to rush in and knock it out. That would be, again, a huge tactical coup here for Tiramisu and would leave Asiamint in a very exposed position. Very exposed, to put it very gently. Fox moving around him, occupying the building. Fox is backing off here. Stuart trying to get away, but again, it might not be fast enough. Puma in. He's realising he might just have made a mistake then trying to engage the Fulton grenadiers. He's bringing up rifle squad here by to try and cover it up. He's threatening with anti-tank rifle grenades, but they might not be enough here for the Stuart. We do get, there we go, nice use of the critical repair ability there by the vehicle crew. It's a surprisingly overlooked ability, like it used to be much more commonly used, but there we go. Oh, he retreats the rifle squad there. Oh dear, might have been a misclick there. Maybe there's something threatening it. Puma might be able to not be able to get out the Stuart, but there's also the ambulance in the base. Rifle squad moving in there, protecting the Stuart and the ambulance. There you go. Lieutenant with the bazooka. Could he possibly turn the tables on Tiramisu's Puma? No. Maybe, but no. So that was a really tense engagement between the two there. He was really close to losing his light tank again. That would have been massive for Tiramisu. Massive. And again, if it also could have followed up with taking out the ambulance that would lift Asiamint in a really, really bad place. Bears moving up the west side here, going for the fuel point there. Back here, we've got troops reinforcing. truck on the way. That's going to be likely... Well, could be a Schwer Panzer Corps, but honestly, at this timing, it might actually be a battle with headquarters. We got the full squad moving westwards here. Reasons there by the fuel pump will not be able to hold the position. Then one carbines will simply falter in the face of, well, not well-trained German infantry, but, you know, reasonably well-equipped German infantry with their assault rifles. There we go. Routed there with a Sturmgewehr 44. Truck moving about here. Where is he actually going to set up the Schwer Panzer Corps? Guess he is. I mean, that's not a bad thing at all. Most players will do that, but there's still some who actually go for a battle group headquarters here. Fighter getting up for the nice ambush on the advancing troops. Of course, the fighter can get that power up, or he can also upgrade his fighter meters with the second set of FT-42s, which of course would be pretty great for them. And obviously be more problem there. We can see there, Asiamint here upgrading his firepower there with the BARs, making his forces much more formidable. It's going to definitely require heavier firepower from Tiramisu's forces in response. Since Sparta riflemen tend to beat Volksbundis quite solidly, even like upgraded ones versus double bars will struggle versus the might of the American GI. Puma continues to pump away there with shots. He's, I believe, attack grounding here, hoping to like get a straight shot to hit the Puma, but he can't quite make it work there. Sturmpanzer moving up there, flanking around the main force to go for the car point, forcing him to either react or lose his resources. Well, what few is left. In fact, Tiramisu continues to have a excellent control of the map here versus Asiamint. Asiamint is really struggling against Tiramisu in the control department. And certainly again highlights Tiramisu's strength there as a maneuver commander. So now he has the Puma, plus the use of these more elite infantry like the Fallschirmjägers. Also puts more of a tax here on Asiamint's forces. So overall good play there by Tiramisu so far. Overcomes the initial strong push there by Asiamint. Thumbs up. Though of course Asiamint is also handling it reasonably well, though obviously he's not getting an easy time of it. There goes Stuart trying to push open up a path to the west here by backing up Ralph's Court there against the lone Volksgruppe Court there. Nice move there, gaining temporary local force superiority, and then can always switch to Stuart eastwards once the push here and this made up. He's basically kicked in the door here. Though he so far has not, he's also pushing eastwards. Tiramisu looks like he's assembling for a counterattack here versus Asiamint. Lieutenant here coming the retreat path of the Stuart, well, retreat path, but you know, the flank of it, ensuring the Puma can't just rush in there. Good work. MD-34 there for Tiramisu to help deal with Asiamint's infantry. Got a pip cover on the way for Asiamint as well, so both sides are going for machine guns at roughly the same time. Probably both realizing they need some way of containing the other side's infantry, so they're certainly on the right page there with the book, if you will. Puma never says to a light tank, gets a great hit with his 15mm gun. Storming eastwards here for Asiamint. Fun fact about the Puma, it was only produced in few numbers because German High Command was actually quite worried that would make their reconnaissance crews that were operating them too bold and too aggressive, which they're not supposed to be. So the Puma only ran like, I think like 100 to 200 numbers before they switched over to like other armored car versions that were sort of meant to supplement the regular armored 234 armored car with like either Pack 40 or 75mm cannon, still able to deal with armor, but not in a way that might make them go decide they're heroes all of a sudden. So little fun fact there, little fun fact. We got fighting with the Stuart light tank in a bit of trouble there. Also being assaulted here, we got a bazooka team up as well for Asiamint to help deal with the Puma. Very good. Schwer Panzer Corps course is up here for Asiamint. Or Tiramisu is yet to take up. And of course Asiamint may also want to take up soon. There we go. Smoke being popped as soon as he sees the bazooka team there. Nice response there by Tiramisu. Actually avoided any bazookas being fired at him. And Fallschirmjäger still holding up here rather than trying to charge at them with the ambush bonus and the 4 T-42s. Well, 3. I mean, the Riflemen with the double bars are struggling here, though they have actually managed to flank the Fallschirmjägers a bit here. In the end, Tiramisu is forced to fall back. Deep flanking the far west with the Lieutenant. Good work there. MD-34 quickly and definitely outmaneuvered by Asiamint. Thumbs up. Stuart light tank putting fresh pressure on the left flank here versus Tiramisu as well. Very good, very good. Stuart here versus the MD-34, which is trying to deal with the Lieutenant, but it's in heavy cover, so it's going to be difficult. Puma here going for the Stuart light tank. Aggressive pursuing, shoots and misses the Stuart light tank. Focuses up in the center. In the east side, you've got troops advancing here for Asiamint. Another 5th guard for Asiamint. Looking to further try and stem the Tiramisu's movements here. And maybe force them to go into some other paths here. Not a bad idea, not a bad idea. 50 cal there, halfway done. Eastern side scored definitely here by the troops. Good maneuver there by Asiamint. Quick and efficient. Rifle moving up there as well, being sniped here by the Puma, which is actually yet to secure a single kill. Not even say snap some poor bastard. Rifle there meanwhile getting good hits on the Volksbundis, causing significant harm and forcing retreat east side here. We get more pressure up there. Tiramisu is actually starting to lose control of the map here. Asiamint is starting to look a bit more centered here versus him. So, oh, there we go. We get the authorization here done for the Shroud Hunter quarters, opening up home for, I think, getting up tanks faster possible than Asiamint. Since Asiamint has yet to take up at all. So Tiramisu could push for a fast Panzer IV, which could leave Asiamint in a bit of a tight spot, even with the bazookas he does have. Puma trying to snipe the 50 cal, that is not quite working out. Second 50 coming up through the center from the north, setting up effectively a kill zone around the center victory point, which is going to be very difficult for Tiramisu's infantry to maneuver on. He's going to have to launch some flanks, and even then, versus the 50 caliber, which, despite technically being really heavy in the actual war, is quite maneuverable in the game. Quick response to a flank. Oh, we got a mortar attack here for Asiamint. Mortar attack, certainly something that's catching on with some of the more, shall we say, higher ranked American players. It's not something the average one will use, but some of the higher ranked ones definitely like using the mortar attack against opponents. It can be quite a mean weapon if used correctly with its many abilities. It has actually a wide variety of abilities compared to like any artillery piece. I mean, you get regular barrages, you get smoke barrages, you get white phosphorus barrages, and you get the delayed fuse high explosive barrages, which is pretty much straight up like I think the most type of barrages any vehicle has. Well, any artillery piece has. Fighting was there getting shot at with the light tank, 50 caliber coming up. East side of going to attempt to move up. They're getting halted here by the 50 caliber. Probably should launch the flank a bit better, more aggressively. Possibly spotted here by Vanguard Assault. I think that may be allowed to move up the east side better. West side, we also get a maneuver here, but will it be sufficient here versus Asiamint? We'll have to see. And there you go. We do get Vanguard Assault. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Swimming up and booming in as well there. Need to be careful here. Bazooka fired there. Got the mortar after though. Great, but he loses the Puma in the process. Fighting is unfortunately flanking up here. Panther the light tank, but can't quite finish. We've got more moving up here. Supported by the MG-34. A nice push here by Tiramisu in some ways, but I think there's a few issues with it. Could have been timed a bit better, perhaps. Got the 50 cal, but ultimately has to retreat. Lost the Puma. MG-34 the being suppressed. Actually, hard to say there who came out ahead of that one, but I think Asiamint came out slightly ahead, even lost the mortar after. He did get a Puma. That said, I don't think it's like a huge amount here that Asiamint got ahead on against Tiramisu. He still suffered a lot of damage. He's still lighting. He's still going to be out of the fight for some time. But he definitely came ahead on this one. Really, I think overall solid attempt there by Tiramisu, but didn't quite click in there fully. I think you should have been more careful with the Puma charging straight up. You should have gone for a flank path here, going deeper rather than using it like a tank there. Had it been a tank though, that would have worked out. But the Puma, unfortunately, is not a tank, and so trying to dash it through the center was a mistake there by Tiramisu. You should have gone up for the east side or the west side with the Puma. I think if he'd done that alongside the other troops, I think that worked out much better there for Tiramisu. Still, I like the overall idea of it. He just needs to, I would say, work a bit on polishing off that level of attack. But it's overall, I think, a good attack, just like at its core level, just the execution needs some polishing off. Oh, if 50 caliber could get wiped out here, it's certainly be helpful there for Tiramisu. And certainly means, like, if you can suddenly follow up with a second wave attack like this, and so you actually get some more severe hits in on Asiamint, the first wave might be slightly better off. Got the 50 caliber, can't quite get it. We all got troops in there from Asiamint in the center. We got troops being bogged down by the 50 caliber. West side here, we finally going on as well. Fighting is going for the echelons. Fulton is still now occupying inside the building. The anti-tank support up there. We got more troops coming in here. Tiramisu shifting all his effort to the east side. Might be home to catch the Steward here and also grab the 5th caliber, which of course would be a significant coup here. And there go Asiamint got the major out. He might actually be able to get a tank here now faster than Tiramisu after all, due to the fuel rush from the west. Very good there. They kept setting up. Oh, he might lose that. No, he gets one of the Steward, just barely. We got more troops on the eastern side. MG-34 setting up here. Right here from the 5th caliber. We got Fulton pushed back in the center as well. Quite some intense action here. Absolutely amazing stuff. MG-34 there, hosing away pointlessly at the Steward light tank there, and he can't get the 5th caliber either. Asiamint was able to prevent this from turning into disaster, because if Tiramisu had gotten that 5th caliber, and he's still going to try for it, that could actually have left Asiamint in a pretty tight spot. And again, the 5th caliber is really, really good. But yeah, in this case though, bit of a slow lag then getting retreat started, in which case he just suffers heavy losses. So not going to matter too much here. But had again Tiramisu got away with that 5th caliber, that would have been a real problem for Asiamint and his infantry. Going for the car point again, though, good harassment there. Got a Panther on the way there, so he does end up pushing out tank fast here. Asiamint suffering a bit in the manpower department, preventing him from getting a fast Sherman. Let's do a light tank getting fixed up. Right, moving ahead here. Back here, troops reinforcing healing there for Tiramisu and the 111th Panzer Brigade. Panzer IV slowly arriving. Quiet and healing. Sees an eastern point. Right from 50 coming westwards. Fighting on the west side, closing in at T3, but they're also closing in on the 50 caliber, which is generally not what you want to be closing in on head on. That is usually one of the fastest ways to get you killed in anything here in life. Like charging at a 50 caliber machine gun is usually not a recipe for a long and happy life. Stuart Light Tank versus Veteran 4 Steel Pass. Great work there, keeping them alive, getting to Veteran 4. Thumbs up there to Tiramisu. A lot get the people in the Steel Pass wiped up before that, but good preservation and good handling. Panzer IV out, and this is going to be a bit of a challenge now for Asiamint, since he's got a pair of bazookas. That's really it. And obviously they're going to be probably actually nice to use the tank traps here. Still has to fall back, doesn't want to risk it. On the west side, we got folks on the flank in the 5th caliber. Good work. In this case, apparently not fast enough to actually deal with the Volksgrenadiers. Lucky Tiramisu. The centre heavy fighting here. Pushing for the eastern fuel point. He was fighting for the western one as well. And there you go. Lieutenant going up against the Panzer IV. Sherman away their Asiamint, and that is likely to be upgraded with the Bulldozer Blade as soon as he has it out. And of course the resources, which he primarily has. He just needs a bit of manpower. Sees an eastern fuel. Panzer IV down to half health, in fact. The lieutenant with his bazookas doing significant harm there to Tiramisu's Panzerkampfwagen. So lighting on the west side. Got maneuvering there, basically trying to stay clear of the Panzer IV. Hit Tiramisu elsewhere. Very good, very good. Back here, troops reinforcing. Need to fix up the Panzer IV. Can get a great hit on the Stuart Light Tank. Brings us the MG-34. Sherman there. Oh, it goes for the 76mm Sherman. That's an interesting one. Most people typically go for the 75mm Sherman with the bolts of blades because, well, it's basically in most contexts a better Panzer IV model, yay. You're taking more health, but roughly the same level of armor, plus smoke, self-repair, and the ability to switch out to high explosive rounds. Alright, got the 76mm Sherman out here for Asiamint. That's going to be a more direct threat to the Panzer IV. There's a better penetration, meaning the Panzer IV's armor is going to be less effective. Charging westwards there with the Sherman. East they've becoming flanked here by the Volksgrenadiers, and quick retreat there from Asiamint in response to this crowd threat. Still moving on the west side, going to go for the fuel point there, very good. Good hit by the Panzer IV and the Sherman. Sherman continues to advance here against the Panzer IV. Shot bounces, that's pretty lucky there for Tiramisu. Pretty lucky. The Kevin moving in. Tiramisu still starting to outmaneuver Asiamint again, and Asiamint of course is trying to counter that by outmaneuvering on the other side. So a lot of maneuvering here again from both players, also nice to see. And also typically something in more high skill players are only capable of. Not so much maneuvering, but as the match progresses, most players tend to just turn into a pair of punch drunk bunkers, just heading, slugging away. Whereas good players, typically have shall we say, the stamina and the endurance to actually keep maneuvering, keep focused on maneuvering as the game progresses. So 2 thumbs up, that's both Asiamint and Tiramisu. They're still at it here. Again, at a point where most players would just start trying to grind each other out and just head on engagements without much attempt to outmaneuver them. Sherman continues to fight away here. Should add a 50 caliber for added anti-infantry, engaging the Volksgrenadiers. I'm guessing that Tiramisu may push out for a faster tank here, or second tank specifically. Another Panther will be potent. They could also consider a Panther here versus the Shermans, or a Jagdpanzer. Oh, almost got it here. Could actually finish it off. That'd be a significant blow there to Asiamint if Tiramisu had to finish it off. Oh. Decides not to go the direct path here, or takes him out when he thinks direct, but got the bazooka team in the way here. So actually saving that, had he taken the other path, he might actually got to the Sherman and take it out here, but because he wanted the other path, the bazooka team actually puts a stop to it, maybe. Oh dear, the Stuart blocks the critical repairs of the Sherman. Oh dear, moves up the block there, gets the Panzer IV. Still, that could have got a bit awkward there for Asiamint still. Is Tiramisu going to try and push for it? He's going to go for the Stuart Light Tank. Oh, he goes for the Stuart Light Tank as bait laid out before him. Awkward. Losing the eastern fuel point again though. Good counter move there by Asiamint. Also grabbing the western front here from Tiramisu once more. Troops being suppressed there. Kednev as well. Definitely not great there for Tiramisu. 50 caliber there with 1 kill. Close to veterans 1. Back here troops reinforcing. No medical supplies here from Tiramisu. Tiramisu can soon go for another Panther 4. Asiamint is not far off from another 7 Sigma Sherman, or for that matter, a regular Sherman with bulldozer blades. Almost got the 5th caliber here, but once more it eludes the grasp of Tiramisu and the German army. On the west end, the 5th caliber there routed, and the center here we got Rappelin moving up with the bazooka teams galore. The Panther 4 is already at half health, and Tiramisu is forced to fall back here in the face of the anti-tank. Also, there you go, concussive grenade into the midst of all of them. Oh dear, that was a hell of a concussive grenade. Man, that would been like a bung grenade. That would probably been very painful there for Asiamint. Panther 4, that 22. 10 kills, very good. Again, nice use of concussive grenades there by Tiramisu. Again, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Folks are healing themselves. Panther 4 there, though, needs to get out of there. Quick combat blitz here. Could maybe try and Panther fast here, but decides it's not worth it. Don't think I can fault him for that. It was a consideration, but necessarily a good one. And looks like Tiramisu is not planning for a Panther 4, at least he may not be considering it right now, but he might be setting up for the Panther here. Sherman up the west side. Still no 5th cover, there we go. Great hit. 3 Volkswagen squads of Volkswagen members down in single hit from the Sherman. 6 kills now. 6 kills. Got the shooting on the eastern side, push back the Volkswagen. Quiet here, healing and forcing on there for Asiamint. He's 1.10 the time, we got 127 versus 173. Actually, I haven't really put attention to the victory points, it's just been so intense here, but that's actually a huge advantage Tiramisu has on the victory points department, something Asiamint needs to be very careful about here. Panther 4 being fixed up, just reinforcing healing, preparing for the next big push, and it does seem like he's setting up for the Panther now. That way, he's completely forgotten what he's doing. Meanwhile, Asiamint here might also be considering the Panther. There's possibilities might be possibly setting up for Jackson on his own, or he could be setting up for another 7 Sigma Sherman, in which case we'd still go for it soon. That'll be a tough one to say how that will fall, but he's got the manpower, I just needs the fuel, and then Tiramisu can call in the mighty Panzerkampfwagen 5. And that when I say mighty Panther, I do mean that in air quotes. Good hit by the Sherman of the Volkswagen. We've got 8 kills there. Panther 4 sitting ahead here. Okay, got a Jackson tank so there for Asiamint. Very much expecting there. Go Tiramisu goes for the Panther. Sandbag shattered by the Sherman. Moving up for the center, we got the Zuga teams got plenty here. Sherman shoots at the Panther 4, misses. Panther slowly rolling out, there goes, shoots at the reactions, misses. Bazooka rockets slightly do some damage to the Panther 4, though nothing earth-shattering. There you go, great hit from the Panther 4 on the reactions. East side, we've got a deep flank here from Tiramisu with his Skirm Pioneer squad. No repair pioneers rather than the Mechanized rating here for Tiramisu. No repair pioneers. Jackson tank saw there. Almost done. Sturm on the east side, being hosed down by a lot of troops in the centre. We've got a push going forwards, but without a smoke screen here, it's not looking great like this for Tiramisu. Of course, he does have access to smoke with super smoke reconnaissance, but it does not look like he's going to use it. There we go, tank shot here from me. Got artillery called in the Panther 4 position. Well, interesting call in there. MG4 in the centre versus the Sherman hit, gaining mentions 110 kills on that one. Machine gun to hold up here, but won't last much longer. There you go. Panther here for Tiramisu. Charges ahead here. Need to be careful. Oh, Stuart could be in line of sight here with the Panther. There you go. Spot hit. Shot. Bit of advantage there again for the Panzerkampfwagen from Stuart. Fires. Penetrates the Panther's arm. That's pretty lucky. There we go. Stun shot run from the Jackson. Punching Tiramisu, I think, for extending the Panther. Punishing for extending. In the center, got Fox Machine moving up here. Fox being suppressed. Panther moving up here. Close to 23. Shoots. Misses the Sherman, unfortunately. Jackson moving up here, straight to miss the Fox, but they actually end up retreating as well, and the Panther has to fall back. Shoots, misses again. Worth noting, actually hasn't upgraded the Sturm Pioneers at all. Interesting. Like with Minesweepers, that would typically what you upgrade with. No repair Pioneers yet there for Tiramisu. We got 38 versus 73. Asiamint is holding on to the victory point count he has, but he is certainly being pressured here by Tiramisu. Sherman shoots and narrowly misses the Panther 4 instead. Tearing apart a small family of squirrels. They just emigrated from Newfoundland. Panzer being pushed back closer to T3 on the east side. We've got a big push here from infantry hoping to break apart Asiamint's right flank and overwhelm him with sheer German numbers. But again, without being assault, I don't think he's going to get far there. Panther with a damaged engine, half health, not looking great there either. Panther being repaired. Repair parties finally upgrade there for Tiramisu. Great there, till it called in, I think, to just deny the area, to be honest. Folks make a run here for the Stuart light tank, which is still alive, impressively enough. Good work there by Asiamint in preserving it. Major moving up. Got the western victory point. Panther 4 being repaired. Panther is good to go here for Tiramisu and the German army. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. Major rest of the Volksgrenadiers. Major routed. Folks on the fire here. Folks to the right on the west side. Here we got 298 versus 73. Panther pushing ahead here with some light support. But there you go. Jackson, Sherman firing at it. Sherman gaining Metri in the process. Folks moving up there. Virtually 4 by the way. No Vanguard assault to back up the assault. And really should get to fixing up that Panther again. Asiamint could consider calling some tanks soon to help deal with the Tiramisu. More numbers would be great for him, and obviously be bad for Tiramisu. Fighting me out there was the Stuart light tank. A quick radical cannon gets a good hit. Veteran 23 gain, very solid. Has one on the west side, very close. 53 Brown scored routed here. We got 268 versus 73. Rival Major moving out. Back here to reinforcing. Panther moving up the flank. Looks like he's going to set up from sneaky, but without sufficient support, I feel like this could be a death trap for the Panzer 4. There you go, falls back. Perhaps realizing, you know, the rest of the attack it's supposed to be taking part in is not there. But even then, there's a possibility might have extended the Panzer 4 left it open here for Asiamint to punch it pretty hard. 245 versus 73. Asiamint is closing the gap between him and Tiramisu quite solidly. In the east here, we got Fulton moving up here. Big push across the main road. Right into the 5th Cavalry, again, continues to prove to be a great investment here for Asiamint as it just halts an entire 4 squads with assault weaponry and veteran 5. Great work there by Asiamint. Obviously, great job there with the 5th Cavalry itself. Less great work by Tiramisu. At this point, getting a battle group headquarters for a light infantry gun would not be actually a bad idea here for Tiramisu and lay down smoke and then push through them. Meanwhile, another 76 mission here for Asiamint. Oh dear, Panther takes it directed here from the Jackson tank. Thrust Sherman shoots, misses, attempting at the bazookas. Another great hit from the Jackson. The Panther down to half over, continuing up. Here we got a cannon within line of fire. Smoke shooting down here from the Sherman. Beautiful. Thumbs up, thumbs up. You got 225, 73. Troops on the eastern side, not doing much here. Tearing apart the steel punch with armored support here. Fix on the Jackson. Left flank in a bit of trouble. We got the Falcon trying to come up here across the wreckage on the road, or the wrecked road there. Dealing with the rifle there quite nicely. They have no cover themselves to speak of. In the center force being hit by bump, but now actually 2 Sherman, 19 kills. Second Sherman out here. Panther slowly inches forward for the swim. There you go, direct hit from Sherman on it. Punches through the armor with ease. Second shot misses. Obliterates Heinz. Bazooka finding the Panther down to half health. He's great series of volleys there. Bar left behind. There you go, Jackson on the other side. Panther dodges that one, avoids that one. Sherman's going to push in. We got the fresh one arriving here as well. Jack continuing the assault as well. Panther could be in a lot of time. There you go. We got combined arms from Asiamint, boosting the troops. Vehicle and troops firepower want to work together. This could be a real problem here for Tiramisu. His Panther's already down. He's going for the Stukas first. That's not going to help at all. And there you go. Tiramisu realizes he's been completely blown out here by Asiamint and his beautiful combined arms assault here by the end. So there you go. GG. Game over. A nasty fight here on Langraskaya with some great maneuvering with both sides. And then to feel like Tiramisu there slightly had some awkward attacks at times. But still, he also made some great assaults. Just they never quite fully clicked off there. And again, I'm not entirely sure about the Panther, but I think like he should have either gone for deeper flanks with just more strength to them, Or he should have gone for battle group headquarters for light infantry to lay down some smoke screens and that way coordinate the assault. In the end, things didn't crop out there, whereas Asiamint was able to, I think, keep a clearer head and just use his resources more efficiently, and that way beat Tiramisu to a pulp. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for an episode.